Hello, creative wedding and event professionals. Welcome to the Master Class, the 5 simple shifts that wedding business owners use to book 5 figures per month while maneuvering through COVID's unprecedented climate. Now, you've probably been on other master classes or webinars with all the fluff and stuff. I actually like to get right to business, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Let's talk about who this master class is for. It's for event and wedding business owners, those that make a living from their expertise in weddings, whether you're a planner, florist, designer, caterer, or photographer in our very, very unique industry. Wanting to book couples now for 2021 and 2022 dates in an industry that has been hit hard by COVID regulations. Those that have been struggling for years or are just feeling stuck with the current pandemic client. Those who desire to transform their business and uncover consistent 5-figure months right now. This is for you. And you're going to want to pay very close attention because this will be the best 45 minutes you will ever have spent on your business, guaranteed. In the next 45 minutes, here is what we're going to cover in today's master class. How to turn your wedding and event and expertise into a 5-figure per month income, even if that feels unachievable right now. How to put a stop to dreaded negotiations or discounted pricing and instead attract those ideal couples and those ideal clients who appreciate you and who value your talents and your services. How to command your business through the pandemic's challenges, even if you've been stuck for months or experienced those sleepless nights fueled with worry about the financial hit affecting our industry. In the next 45 minutes, we'll discover how not to just make it through the pandemic's challenges, but instead thrive in spite of the pandemic's challenges, winning clients now by marketing and promoting your knowledge and your experience while rising head and shoulders above competitors. How to transform your business even if 2020 was absolute hell, leaving you discouraged, wondering how or if you'll ever recover. How to stop booking nightmare clients just to make ends meet, and instead charge that deserved pricing confidently, especially now as we head towards post-pandemic requirements. And here is my promise to you. On this masterclass, I'm going to give you the exact 5-step strategy that creative wedding and event business owners are using to grow their business and book consistently 5-figure months now, even with COVID's challenges. And I know that might seem a little crazy right now with all that is going on, but I am going to show you how those wedding business owners, which are doing exactly that during COVID, are making it happen. But first, before we get to all the good stuff, I just want to check in with you really quickly and see where you are at. Does any of this sound like you? Do you get inquiries who expect discounted pricing? And you book them out of fear of losing the business to a competitor. And at the end, you end up paying the price for doing so? Do you live the business owner nightmare of juggling your business, putting out fires, chasing to-do lists, and not having the bank account reflecting all of your hard work? Are you exasperated, working way too hard in your business, especially now during the pandemic, helping those postponed or potential clients, and you're not getting paid for it? Are you feeling angry or resentful because you were doing so well before COVID? Then it came along and you find yourself eyeball deep in despair and you have no control over it and it sucks? Have you suffered from sleepless nights, asking yourself, how do I get through this? And what will the world look like when it's over? Feeling powerless that you'll have to close your business? Are you trapped trying to figure things out or promoting your business, but never get to actually dedicate time to it due to overwhelm, pandemic paralysis, wondering, wishing, waiting? Are you living in worry that if things don't change soon, you might have to close your business? If any of that sounds like you, I have fantastic news. None of those things are the real problem. They are just the symptoms. The real problem is that you just have not made these 5 shifts. And we'll talk about those in just a second. But for right now, I want you to know this. Once you make these 5 shifts, you're going to position your business in the forefront of the frenzy of the wedding renaissance of 2021. You'll be among the most distinguished vendors who are getting deposits now before we run out of venues or date availability. You will stand out to your perfect clients with a polished digital brand while confidently charging your deserved premier pricing. And you're going to have an epic year in revenue this year and in business and be at the forefront of change and reaping those rewards. You'll be in the driver's seat of your business and you're going to come out stronger on the other side in spite of the pandemic's obstacles. And you're going to get through this, look back in 6 months' time, and laugh that you were ever worried about your business going under. Because once you make these 5 shifts, you'll be focused on your goals and dreams while falling back in love with your thriving business. And before we go too much further, let me take 2 seconds to introduce myself so you know who I am and why you should even listen to me. Ciao, ciao. I'm Zoe Felici, creative event professional and business mentor. For the last decade or so, I have been an educator and speaker in the wedding and special events circuit across the country. I own my own business in event planning and have been an entrepreneur, having started my company from the ground up almost 15 years ago. I own a wedding inspiration blog and have become a micro influencer and a marketing master for local wedding professionals and promoting their business to engaged couples. I've mentored creative event professionals my entire career, and I've had the good fortune of starting my career in luxury resorts and the service industry, which has led to a fantastic foundation to not only start my business, but help others with their businesses as well. And with all of this, I've been able to build a community of wedding professionals, both on the national level as well as around the world and internationally, and it is awesome. Now, not to say that I haven't had career challenges. For instance, my first experience was Y2K, where there was going to be a digital meltdown from 1999 at midnight to the year 2000. And I was on the task force to ensure that that technology mishap did not occur with our company. Then I experienced 9/11, which was a heartbreak, not just for our country, but it also had a huge impact on the hospitality industry and travel. And we had to get through it in the luxury resort that I was working at. And then when I was an independent business owner, I experienced the market crash of 2008, which had its financial impact on the events and special wedding industry as well. And we had to maneuver through that. And then here locally in Southern California, I experienced the massive Thomas Fire of 2017, followed by the devastating mudslides of 2018, which not only impacted our local community, but also the wedding industry and venues and having to maneuver client expectations due to this. The pandemic has been all of the above on steroids, rolled into a massive fireball and launched out of a cannon. But because of these challenges, I just had a little bit more insight on what we can do right now in our industry with these circumstances. So let me take a second to share with you how I discovered these 5 shifts. As a wedding and event planner, I had been in business for a few years before I noticed how there were some wedding business owners who were struggling to attract clients, and they weren't charging enough. And when they did get clients, they got the ones who always wanted to negotiate. And then I saw that there was another set of business owners that were indeed attracting those perfect clients. They were scaling their business time after time. And I started looking into what those top achievers were doing while the other wedding professionals who were just as talented and creative were not. Gradually, I realized that there were 5 things that those successful event professionals had implemented to bring in those consistent 5-figure months. So I started to incorporate them into my business, which immediately grew to my first 6-figure-a-year business, and it continues to grow. And then I started to share these shifts with other wedding and event business owners, and the ones who adopted the shifts, they began having these unbelievable results as well. By discovering these 5 shifts and using them, you also will command your business through the pandemic's challenges, attract your perfect clients. You'll be the leader in today's uncertainty and fill up your 2021 and 2022 calendar dates, as well as book consistent 5-figure months. And I'm going to take you through these 5 shifts right now. Let's get started. Shift number 1. Being proactive affects your revenues. So let's talk about being reactive. Reactive really means acting backwards. You are responding to stimulus. And when you run your business in a reactive way, what happens at first is that you are in overwhelm. You're constantly running around. You're late for meetings. You forget appointments. You're not calling people at the right time, and you really don't have a handle on your business. You're constantly chasing the next thing. It's like a hamster in a wheel, and you get exhausted getting nowhere, and it's hard to change the direction that you're going in. And once that happens, you are powerless to change things. It's like not having a weather plan and throwing caution to the wind for an outdoor event where you could have rain, wind, snow, any of the above, but you're not even prepared for it and you're powerless. And then what happens in your business? There are costs and loss of money that you're throwing away because you aren't acting proactively. Whether you're having to give deposits back to couples because your contract isn't buttoned up, or because you didn't fulfill the request and the expectations of the clients, you literally are throwing money down the drain. By being reactive, you will lose client and vendors' respect and trust. And you'll have a bad reputation. You're not going to work at those locations or with those vendors again. You definitely won't work with those clients, and that affects your bottom line. And eventually what happens is that you're in a full-blown crisis. And it's more than just a fire to put out because you never really come back from that. When you're in reactive mode, you're in overwhelm, you're behind that 8 ball, and you're not tackling the money generating to-dos that need to come first on your list. You become frustrated about having no control, and you feel even worse. And then you start having sleepless nights because you're worrying if your business will stay afloat because your bank account is in the red. And then you might panickingly book any couple that comes along and pay the price for it. And then you fall into a pit of entrepreneurial despair with no recourse because this keeps happening over and over. And then you have resentment about closing your business soon, and it leaves you unmotivated and worthless to work on the business at all. So you put no effort into it. And then you shamefully start taking stress out on friends, family, or loved ones because things just are not going your way. And you sit there hoping and wanting things to change, but they don't. The only way they'll change is with the art of being proactive. Because when you're proactive, you are prepared to effectively change things and anticipate needs, which wins the respect and trust of both vendors and clients. By being proactive, it gives you the clarity and assurance to maneuver your business confidently while being recognized as the best in your niche. Thriving as a trusted expert, both by clients and vendors, while adding services and personalized touches that clients are willing to pay for, which increases your value, your revenues, and the bottom line. And you'll be thriving. You'll be in the driver's seat of your business, ensuring that you come out stronger on the other side in spite of COVID's obstacles when you're proactive. And those that are really, really good at what they do and really, really proactive, they not only have a plan B, but they also incorporate a plan C into the business. That's what the best of the best do. So let me show you what I mean. I want you to meet Brooke. Brooke came to me in April of last year feeling lost with what to do due to COVID. There was so much uncertainty. There was no left, no right, no up, no down. We were just at a loss in our industry. And she had 30 or so clients already booked for 2020, and she wanted certainty. She was afraid that she would have to return those client deposits or refund and anger her clients who may or may not leave bad reviews. There was a lot to gamble. And I shared with her that really the simple solution was to put the ball in her court. And so she executed plan A, plan B, and plan C. By the next month in May, she had postponed all of her 2020 weddings to 2021 at a new and increased rate with zero resistance or cancellations from her happy clients because she was proactive and she exceeded their expectations. And then by July, she had booked 5 additional clients for 2021 and was securing 5-figure months because she was proactive. And by executing plan B and C and being proactive in her business, she launched a second wedding planning office in another state and is actively booking in 2 cities for 2021 and 2022. All of this because she was proactive. All right, shift number 2, appraising your value and your worth. We have a big challenge with this, and there is one main reason why we devalue our worth, and they show up in 3 parts. The first part is imposter syndrome. The second way they show up is because of focus on the competition. And the third way that it shows up is because of client perceptions. So let's break these down real quick. Let's talk about imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is fear of being exposed as inexperienced or unknowledgeable, facing major self-doubt about not measuring up. You just don't think you're good enough. And when you think that way, when you feel that way, you powerlessly discount pricing without those inquiries even requesting a rebate. That means that if you're quoting someone $2,000, you cringe and you say, "Oh, that's too much." And you end up taking $300 or $500 off that price because you think you won't get the business if you don't. But that inquiry hasn't even asked that. Another feature of imposter syndrome is that you're sabotaging and doing the wrong things. And in the end, you don't have the bank account to reflect all that hard work that you put into your business and into your clients. And then you start living in constant anxiety. You have those sleepless nights and you start blowing up at the small things because it is just so stressful to be in this scenario. Now, the second way that we devalue our worth is with focus on the competition. And this has to do with fear of losing business to competitors. And when you do this, the first thing that could happen is that you lack the focus to serve your clients with attentiveness and integrity while you maintain and improve your own business. So when you're not focused on the two most important things of your business, you're definitely losing out and not moving forward. When you're focused on the competition, it steals your success, the one that's driving the innovation for your business and the opportunity to truly stand out in your niche. You're basically not able to pinpoint your superpower or showcase what sets you apart from your competitors. You're completely blind to it. And the third thing it does is that it creates FOMO and resentment about your competition, such as a time-sucking social media scroll session, which can make you feel below average and instills feeling of discouragement and resentment. It stifles joy, it stifles your creativity, and it stifles any progress in your business when you focus on competition. Now, the third way that devaluing your business shows up is due to client perceptions. And what this means is the fear of letting clients down with their requests and really wanting to win clients over. So let's talk about 3 ways that I've seen this show up. And I'm going to give you a coffee analogy for each of these so that they make sense. And the first way it can show up is when a client says to you, "Oh, I can do this myself. It's easy. Throwing parties, it's so easy. I just need you to show up and babysit," or "It's a DIY event." And what that really actually means is that you are going to be working twice as hard. And it's like going to a coffee shop and bringing your own coffee grounds to make a cup of coffee and asking them to brew it for you, but you only want to pay half the price. What coffee shop is going to allow you to do that? The second way it can show up is when a client asks, "How much does this cost?" And that really happens because it's the only question they know how to ask. It would be like you're at a restaurant and you're ordering everything a la carte. And what happens is they're dissecting your packages and your services, and they're not valuing you for the whole thing. So if I were to go to a coffee shop and I order a fancy drink, but I decide that I don't want caramel and I don't want the whipping cream, but I want it at a discounted rate, I want 50 cents off because I don't get those 2 things. No coffee shop is going to do that. They're not going to remove pricing for something that comes with that order just because I don't want it on there. The third way it shows up is because clients think that negotiating is a thing. It's a thing to do in the event world. It's a thing to do with business owners. And that is not the case, because what happens when you give in to that, you shamelessly start discounting your pricing for those clients. And that would be like if I went into a coffee shop, I order a large coffee and I pay them for a small because that's all I have money for. No coffee shop is going to give me a large coffee for the price of a small. And what happens with these things, if you allow them to take part of your business, you become exasperated because you end up working way too hard in your business and for your clients. You're not getting paid for the amount of work that you're doing. Eventually, it cuts into your profit margins, so you're not making a profit. And worst of all is that it sets a precedent for the future. It's literally a conundrum that you cannot get out of. But if you do the opposite and you appraise your value and your worth, you firmly are defining the process for the client's outcome, and you're commanding the value of your services. Once you're able to appraise your value and worth, you effortlessly win clients over because of confidence, eliminating those looky-loos and those inquiries who just want to negotiate. You implement a practice of abundance with a community over competition mindset. And you are unstoppable, living the life you love, booking 5-figure months and you stop worrying about finances. You're not just making ends meet. You're finally able to save into your 401k, take those vacations, and buy things that you were just putting off. And this is especially important to adopt now during the pandemic's changes on our industry. And I'll tell you why. Let's talk about Jessica. Jessica's an established wedding planner. She's been in business for 10 or more years. And last year, she had a couple who postponed their wedding for 2021. And they said, we're just going to wait to book the rest of our wedding vendors because they're going to be hurting for business. And we'll be in a better negotiating position next year and get those lower prices. And she didn't know what to do. And I said to her, Jessica, that client's perspective is short-sighted. Number one, there's going to be these needed services that we are offering our clients that they can't see, that they require to pay for. The second reason is that 2021 and 2022 dates are booking up quickly. And the biggest reason is that post-COVID, we need to have safe weddings and events. And those are going to require additional expenses, additional time, additional education and labor, essentially more. Now Jessica effortlessly wins her clients over with her confidence and defining the client's outcome while commanding the value of the services that she offers. Let's talk about shift number 3. This one is my favorite, you guys. It's the secret formula, or as I call it, the Felici matrix. Because the old way of doing things is maybe I have to do it all. So maybe you're advertising and spending money on The Knot, on Wedding Wire, on Gig Masters, which keeps you so busy with inquiries, but they don't convert into clients. They bring you those looky-loos and those price negotiators who eventually will ghost you. Or maybe you're looking to update your website, blog every day, figure out your SEO, and it's just too techy and overwhelming to do it on your own, so you never get to it. Or maybe you're trying to use Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of the above, but you're stuck and not sure what to say or what to post in your messaging, so you're not consistently doing that. Or you're out there trying to increase your word of mouth, but you miss the mark on the 20% of what it really takes to convert those efforts into paying clients. This is fingers crossed reactive marketing. Because the old way is a balancing act of trying to do it all. You're never stable and it becomes overwhelming. And in the end, it costs you time and money and it stifles your creativity and the whole reason you're in this business in the first place. But with the new way, the Felici matrix provides you the clarity so that you can streamline your marketing and your promotion efforts. That way you're attracting perfect new and repeat clients. What happens with this is that you are able to identify your superpower. And with a Felici matrix, once you identify your superpower, it allows you to appraise your value so that you can proactively market the two to your perfect clients and attract them, who in turn become repeat clients. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is purposeful and proactive messaging. I want you to meet Dara. She was in business for 2 years as of April of last year in 2020. And she was missing the mark on attracting her perfect clients. She was uncertain how to grow her business, and she struggled with identifying what was her superpower and messaging that and her brand to potential clients. And once we identified Dara's superpower, we were able to revisit her packages and pricings and updated her digital messaging so they all aligned. And with all of those, she was able to find a handful of avenues for her to articulate not only who her perfect clients are to various valuable resources, but she also was able to create a repeat client program. And by doing all of this, Dara's outcome is that she gained the clarity to market her brand. And by doing that, she's booked 6 new clients in the spring of 2020 and continues to do so. She's established a successful repeat client program, and now she's confidently appraising the value of her services, earning her 5-figure months even during COVID. All right, let's take a quick recap, you guys, because at this point, this is what we know. We know that we must be operating proactively in and on our business. We need to be appraising our worth, and we need to be implementing the Felici matrix, because once you do this, you'll be able to attract those perfect clients at the valued pricing. That way you're consistently booking 5-figure months. So let's look at why and how to do this. Let's look at the why with shift number 4, the wedding renaissance of 2021. Now, I'm not going to lie, the elephant in the room, we've had huge struggles with the pandemic. There's been a mental impact put upon society and our industry in fear that we're going to get negative reviews. We haven't known what to do so that we can be prepared to open. We're experiencing pandemic fatigue because this is just taking so long. We're here a year later, and there's been a huge fear of uncertainty, and this has all taken a mental toll on us. Plus, the financial toll that it's taken because there have been postponements, or they've had couples who decided not to go through with their event and are requesting refunds or not paying their deposits. Or there's those couples who are just afraid to book, or another financial impact is working for free, trying to make it work for existing clients and having to work additionally for things we weren't expecting we were going to have to do because of the pandemic. And of course, all of this has taken an emotional toll on us. We've had to maneuver through an unknown. We're bending over backwards to help others, but who is taking care of us? And all of this has left us powerless in the industry, hiding and not wanting to move forward, putting the blankets over our head, hoping, wishing, waiting, because we don't have control. But the truth of the matter is, you guys, that our beloved wedding industry has longevity. That is the great news, because the first recorded evidence of marriage ceremonies dates from about 2350 BC in Mesopotamia. So weddings are not going away anytime soon. And I can confidently say that because I look at Google Analytics and my website analytics, statistics on websites and in the news. I know that venues and vendors that are booking for third quarter 2021 and very solid for 2022. And clients and couples are eager to celebrate. They have been cooped up way too long, and they're ready to book now for 2021 and 2022. Essentially, because we've hunkered down for 12 months, COVID's restrictions are birthing the wedding renaissance of 2021. And the wedding renaissance of 2021 have added some expectations and concerns from potential clients, because they are also now looking for certainty that the businesses that they hire will be around to service their event in 6, 12, or 18 months from now. So these couples and clients are looking for vendors who are committed and dedicated to their clients and business. They are willing to spend more money, and they're expecting added value. They're looking for such dedicated protocols such as addressing changing policies and liability concerns for safe gatherings. And all these couples are buying online. They're looking for vendors that are active, that are current. They are looking for the ones who have been active online. And the other thing that the wedding renaissance of 2021 has done is it's created this digital saturation. Vendors who have used this time to hustle instead of hibernating and waiting, whether they're seasoned professionals who have stepped up their digital visibility and their desire for intentional transformation in their business, or those unskilled wannabes, the ones who don't have hands-on experience in the wedding business, but they've always wanted to do it, and they have slick websites and digital presence. Essentially, there's excessive information available and there's been visibly more competition. So what this means is there is an increase in demand. Couples who are itching to get married and clients who want to have gatherings and events. There's also more competition with this digital saturation that we've seen amongst vendors. And there's less supply. There's only a certain number of venues, only a certain number of weekends available. So now is the time. So in order to attract couples who are currently booking for 2021 and 2022 dates before we run out of the availability and the resources, it's essential to be a visible leader. You have to both digitally and socially set your business apart as the trusted expert to hire, both for clients and for vendor teams. So what this means is that regardless of the uncertainty surrounding the pandemic and its much anticipated resolution, it is imperative that businesses are visible leaders in order to become among the distinguished vendors who are attracting the couples that are itching to book right now. Let's talk about how to do this. And that is shift number 5, investing in a mentorship. Why should anyone invest in a mentorship? Well, they do so because they want to gain a competitive advantage. They want to be the best of the best in their niche. Because you want you to be much, much better. Because you cannot do this alone, especially now when it's critical to be unstuck when the whole world is in limbo. Think about all the great leaders that teams have, whether they're the best tennis players, the swimmers, the singers, the NBA or the NFL. All those teams have coaches because they want to be the best of the best. Essentially, investing in your future and your dream is why you should get a coach, because we are going through a huge transition. And this is how it works. You only have to do 2 things. Number 1, you have to want to commit to change. And number 2, get a mentor. Because what will happen is a mentor or coach will provide you the tools and the support structure for a new approach. They'll make a plan for you. They'll provide you the accountability, which gives you quicker results and keeps you motivated and gives you improved mindset. In essence, you'll be able to reconnect with your goals versus focus on the problems with that mindset. But there's a catch, you guys. What you need is someone who knows the ins and outs of the wedding and event industry, because we are an anomaly of creatives that very few people understand. You want someone who has built a wedding and event business from the ground up. Someone who is a marketing master for wedding and event professional creatives. Someone who understands the conflicts of creatives and the overwhelm and dislikes of technology and systems. Someone who shows proven results to clients. Someone who understands our industry, our priorities, our clients, and our challenges in our very, very unique industry. Someone who knows the blood, sweat, and tears that go into running a creative event business. Essentially, you want a wedding specialist, someone who has hacked the code. All right, you guys, today I promised you that I would share with you how to turn your expertise into a tool that attracts couples and clients who appreciate you and one that brings you repeat business. How to put a stop to price haggling and confidently charge your worth to clients who value your talents and services. How to command your business without booking nightmare clients just to make ends meet, even if you've been stuck for months or overwhelmed from the uncertainty that financial hit has affected on our industry. How to market your business and promote your knowledge and experience during the pandemic's challenges in order to rise head and shoulders above your competitors. How to intentionally transform your business and showcase your superpower even if 2020 was absolute hell. How to build a lucrative business you love, earning consistent 5-figure months right now, even if that seems unachievable right now. Before the floodgates open and the wedding renaissance of 2021 opens up. And in order to win, we need to do 5 things. Number 1, be proactive. Number 2, appraise your value and worth. Number 3, implement the secret formula. Number 4, be a visible leader. And number 5, invest in mentoring. These 5 shifts alone are enough to propel you to earning consistent 5-figure months into your deserved financial freedom. And now you have a choice. You can take this information that I've shared with you and forget about it. You can keep on struggling to get clients, keep on trying to market your business, grapple with the pandemic's fury on our industry, and see what sticks and stay stuck. Or if you want to change and you want to unlock your true potential in order to book up your 2021 and 2022 dates with couples who are eager to get married yet looking for leadership and certainty, if you want to be at the forefront of the wedding renaissance of 2021 and book 5-figure months now, if you're really, really ready, I have set aside some time in the next 48 hours to speak to you personally about how you can apply these 5 shifts into your business starting today. No matter what your biggest challenge is, I've seen it all and I can help you navigate it. And we'll get on the phone for about 45 minutes and get you clear on 3 things. On this session, we will work with you to craft a step-by-step game plan to put you in the driver's seat in order to transform your wedding business. That way you attract the exact clients you want to work with who need you. We can add massive value to your potential clients at your premiered pricing and get you booking those 5-figure months now with engaged couples who want to get married 2021 and 2022. And the cost? It's absolutely free, but there is a catch. It's not for everyone. This is who it's for. This is for wedding planners and creative event professionals who have been in business for at least 2 years. You have to genuinely love what you do and be great at what you do. You have to have a desire for transformation, evolving, and keeping up with today's unusual times. And you have to be ready to deep dive into your business and tired of feeling fearful or stuck. And why am I doing this, you ask? Because I thrive on sharing what I have learned, and I get so excited about collaborating and helping creative event business owners soar. And you probably would like support from someone who has already done the work and knows how to speed up your timeline so that you can reach your business goals quickly, especially right now as we're coming up to the wedding renaissance of 2021. And if so, we can discuss and see if it's a good fit for one another. And if we're not, that's okay too. If you want to book a call, go to zoefelici.biz/apply or click on the button that just appeared on here. It will take you directly to my appointment booking page. You'll see all the available time slots for us to meet. Just choose a distraction-free time that works for you. And once you choose your time, it will take you to another form where just in a couple seconds, you can share more information with me about you. And then I'll call you at the time that you pick. And this will be the most productive 45-minute conversation for you to dedicate to your business. So go to zoefelici.biz/apply. Space is limited. And before I let you go, I just want to share with you a quick story of what led me to this. I had been in business a couple of years and I had an amazing couple that I really enjoyed working with. And they were younger. And every time I referred a vendor to them that I thought fit their budget, their needs, and their vision, they wouldn't choose that vendor. They went rogue on me and decided to put a team together that I had never worked with. And I asked them a couple times if everything was all right, and they would just shrug it off and say, yeah, we just didn't think they were for us. And unfortunately, it took them leaving a Yelp review on my business page where I found out that the reason they were not choosing those vendors was because their website was dated. They didn't feel those people were serious about their business. And I was shocked because I was giving them the best of the best, the people that are so talented and creative in their business that maybe let those websites go to the wayside. They're not a priority. And so I went to those vendors and I said, hey, you guys, this is what's happening. I'm trying to refer you business and I got this review from this couple and this is what they said. And I didn't think it was right. And that is what started my whole coaching to help creative wedding and event professionals who are so incredibly talented in their craft and have an amazing superpower really let it shine so the right couples are going to them. And that's my story, you guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope to talk to you soon. Ciao for now.